So in this video, we're going to talk a little bit more about how you accept payments from your customers when you actually make a business finance suite sale. So first of all, you must get set up to offer payments with your actual customers. Okay, this is important. As we've talked about in previous videos, making the finance suite affordable is essential to you making sales. And the only way you can do that is if you can actually set yourself up to accept payments. Now, there's a lot of different ways you could do this. You could even reach out to PayPal that has its own online merchant account and talk to them about getting set up to accept payments. You can also visit businessfinancesuite.com/merchant, where there we have a source that we also recommend that can help you get set up to accept payments. Now, keep in mind, the sources I recommend will help you even if you have credit issues and will help you even if you're in a high-risk industry. So I only recommend sources that will help you even if you are in a higher risk situation. You can also email my personal friend, Jeremiah Davis, at jdavis@cmsrep.com. That's jdavis@cmsrep.com. Now, Jeremiah and I have a very close relationship. He's helped me get, well, I think almost every merchant account that I've ever secured, from the very second one I ever had. The very first one I had problems. They didn't like my industry, even though I had perfect processing history. They gave me a week or two to get a new source. I found Jeremiah. He helped me get set up. He's helped me get set up with all my merchant accounts since. And he's even got a lender set up that will specifically work with the finance suite, that will approve you just to accept payments with the actual finance suite. So at businessfinancesuite.com/merchant, there's a great source. You can also email Jeremiah at jdavis@cmsrep.com. No matter which source you use, make sure you let them know that Ty at Credit Suite referred you, okay? And that's important because, we help. They actually have been through a process already with these sources, so they already have lenders set up that know who we are, that know what the product is. They vetted all this, so it really expedites you getting approved to accept payments. Now, if you're not familiar with what merchant providers are, I'll tell you exactly how this works. When you accept a credit card, you have to accept it through somebody that will help you get set up with a merchant account. And a merchant account is what allows you to accept American Express and Visa and MasterCard and Discover. Well, sometimes American Express kind of does, they actually do their own, but when you get set up with a merchant account, that's what gives you the ability to accept credit cards from customers. The credit cards basically come in, and the merchant provider then brings those payments in through them, and then they pay you and distribute the money to you, and they usually take out a small fee. It can be, really cheap. It can be expensive. It depends on your actual risk. How cheap is cheap and how expensive is expensive? I find merchant account rates usually range from 5 to 10%. They could be lower. They shouldn't be higher unless you're actually having to put a reserve account or put some money aside for a reserve account, which sometimes you have to do depending on if the risk is high, which isn't a bad thing. When I actually had my credit repair company, I had a reserve account that they told me could be removed after a year. I left it in place voluntarily, and when I sold that credit repair company, I had like over $50,000 in money in my reserve account that came into my pocket, which was awesome. So even if you are high risk and they make you have a reserve account, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I kind of always looked at it as a forced savings account, but if you're lower risk, you don't have to worry about those type of things anyways. Okay, so your merchant account provider can help you also set up what are called recurring payments. So a recurring payment is this. Let's say you enroll with Credit Suite and you get our monthly payment package where you pay $500 a month for, let's say, 9 months. Well, we don't manually process your payment every month. Our system does, our CRM does. So we put your order in, and then our CRM says every 30 days, I'm going to charge this person $500. That's what recurring payments is. You don't have to manually process the payment. The payment happens automatically every 30 days, 45 days, every week, whatever time frame you want to set up, so you don't have to manually process it. It's really essential if you're doing any kind of volume of sales. You can also search Google for online shopping carts. So your merchant provider can help you with, you talk to them about the steps of setting up recurring payments. If they don't provide the assistance you need, you can always just go to Google and search for online shopping carts, and you'll find shopping carts that will let you accept payment through them. And then also you could set up recurring payments with. Now keep in mind, even if you have an online shopping cart, you still need a merchant account. So step one is you go to one of the sources I recommend to get an actual merchant account. And then once you actually get the merchant account, ask them, tell them you need to set up recurring payments, and have them give you the best advice. If for any reason they can't, then revert to Google the shopping account after you've secured that merchant account. Or you can see if your CRM provides you this ability. Okay, we use a CRM, which is a customer resource, or basically a customer management system. And with a CRM like Infusionsoft, we have our billing integrated as part of our CRM. So our CRM, we manage our customers. We have our email autoresponder there. Our shopping cart is there. Our merchant accounts are plugged in there. Everything happens in one place. So you might already have a CRM like Salesforce or Infusionsoft that you can plug and use to process your billing and recurring payments as well. That's another option that you should look into. If you have a CRM, you want to ask them if that's something they could do. So you've got to accept payments, period. It's what makes the suite affordable, and then that's what lets you charge more money through finance charges. So for example, when you enroll with Credit Suite, you might get our $3,500 package and pay one payment of $3,500. But if you pay monthly payments, you're going to pay us about $4,500. So you'll pay $1,000 more because you're paying regular payments. That's what's called a finance charge. There's a charge for us financing that for you. So that's one of the benefits of it, is that you not only make it affordable and help more people buy, but you can make more money in the process because you're charging more money to people that you're accepting payments from. Now, I've looked into, and a lot of people come to me with suggestions to use other sources that say, hey, look, you let us process the payment, we'll give you all the money now, and then we'll collect the payments from the customer. We've seen a lot of these type of services out there, and every one we've tried to vet, every one we've tried to go through has failed. It hasn't worked for us or for the customer. So you're really better off to accept payments through your own way, through your merchant provider, through recurring payments, instead of trying to get some other company to let your customers finance through them, because there's a cost involved, which is less money you make. And then the other problem with that is, in my experience, those sources just really aren't that reliable. So follow these steps. Go to the people I suggest. Get your merchant account set up. Tell them you need recurring payments. They can help you. If not, you've got plenty of advice here on other ways you can accept recurring payments, and then you'll be set up to start collecting money on your Business Finance Suite sales.